Welcome everyone to a low-energy edition of Let's Love Hate Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Wait a sec. So, you coming?
I'm usually super caffeinated when I do these recordings, but today I just had a massage. It's pretty late at night, I don't want to intake any caffeine. So you're going to get a nice, mellow, chill, laid-back edition of Let's Love Hate Final Fantasy VII Remake. And now we're going to a little bonus scene at the end of Chapter 8 as a reward for doing all the side quests in Chapter 8.
You talking to the...
Shh. So, yeah. It was that kind of day.
Okay, Aerith is super sweet and super pure-hearted and awesome. But really, she has out-loud conversations with flowers?
Let's go. Shouldn't keep Mom waiting.
Hey, what'd they say?
Good work today, guys.
Okay.
Kidding. They didn't say a word. But, you know... never mind. It's not like you'd believe me after all.
Probably not. Tell me anyway.
Really?
Yeah.
It won't be much longer now. The flowers, they have something important to tell us. Something they need to share with us. At least, that's the feeling I get. But before they can, there's a final step that has to be taken. Otherwise, we won't hear them. Maybe I should just give up. Honestly, it's what I do best.
Could have fooled me. From what I've seen, you're no quitter.
Well, today's special. That's why I've been working my butt off.
What's so special about it?
Okay, time to go.
Why do you think, stupid?
Learn to talk to her.
Did the flowers say anything?
Good work today, guys?
That's the spirit.
Okay, literally put yourself in the position of Cloud there. Like, you've been hanging out with this girl all day, things are going great, you're falling for each other, she's super awesome, but then she takes you home and starts talking to flowers, like literally like shushing you. Talking out loud to flowers. So, I mean, do you continue on? Do you just brush that off like Cloud did? Do you play along?
You're heading in already?
Already? We did all the side quests!
Not quite yet.
We did everything there is to do. So I never understood. There should be a different part of dialogue like, well, we did everything, time to go in. You know, imagine encountering somebody who's 9 out of 10 hot, and then suddenly you find out she's 11 out of 10 crazy. Do you proceed?
You're heading in already?
I mean, Tifa's...
Yeah, that's enough for one day.
She's conflicted, but she's sane by all accounts.
Where have you two been? I've been worried sick.
Sorry. We got a little sidetracked.
Dinner's ready, in case you're wondering.
Ah, great.
But before we sit down, I want you to make up the guest room.
Gotcha. Take a load off, okay?
We were gone for a pretty long time. We, went to all the areas again, several times in a couple cases. Hung around town for hours.
Judging by those eyes, I'm guessing you're a soldier.
ex-soldier.
I hate to ask, but would you leave tonight without any fuss, no questions? You boys made a trade, a normal life, for power. You can't have it both ways.
I'm back!
Good. Now, I hope you're hungry.
Starving, right?
I hate when games and media and movies do that, where they just cut out of a uncomfortable conversation.
I've never been so proud. The man you've become. Women must be hounding you day and night.
Not really.
You know, there's all kinds of temptations in the big city. I'd feel a lot better if I knew you'd found a good girl. One who'd make sure you didn't get into trouble.
I can take care of myself.
An older, more mature girl that could keep you on the straight and narrow and tell you when you're being a silly goose. That's the perfect type for you, I'd say.
I'm not going to make any comments there. There's a lot to work with there. Okay, so basically his MILF mom is telling him to get a MILF. Okay.
Don't want to overstay my welcome.
So there's, of course, more to the reason why she wants you to leave without making any fuss. But we get to deal with one of the silliest game mechanics in all of video gaming history. Sneaking out and not making any noise. This is so contrived and silly. Suddenly there's all these buckets. We've been here. You've seen me come up here before. We were just here. There was none of this crap. And now suddenly there's just buckets and luggage and trash hanging around. I mean, come on. Oh, jeez. And we gotta go through this.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
There's treasure in there.
Did you have a bad dream? Don't worry, you'll feel much better in the morning, and I promise to take you straight home.
Okay.
No, okay. So of course in the original you have to sneak by. You have to hold the button, so you gotta walk and you can't run.
Please don't let her hear me again.
And I don't know if there's any sort of bonus if you get this in the first try or whatever, but it usually takes me 3. Because each time you do it, they remove another thing or two. There was something, just less stuff now. So you might as well just kick the can closest to you a couple times.
You jerk! I thought I told you not to leave your room. Now get back in there.
Okay.
It's just unrealistic and silly and contrived.
It's simple enough. Just cut through Sector 6. It isn't exactly safe, but you should be okay, seeing as you're a soldier.
Was one.
Promise me, you'll never talk to Aerith again. Please.
You got it.
Thank you.
Okay, keep that in mind. Let's start a little clock here. How long he keeps that promise. So Cloud leaves her behind, never to be seen again. Swore an oath to her mother never to talk to her again. Never see her, speak to her. And he's got to be good on his word, right?
Oh.
Well, look who it is. Talk about a coincidence.
What are you doing here?
Waiting.
Why?
Because I'm not sick of you yet.
Lead on, then.
With pleasure.
Welcome to the official start of Chapter 9. With a flashback. That wasn't a flashback.
Cloud?
That was something else. He cried.
Is something wrong?
It's nothing.
It's like a flash forward to something that may or may not ever happen. Because they're playing New Game Plus. This is not a remake! This is something else! Anyway...
You can see the sky.
They're still working on the new plate. I don't like this part of Midgar. Back when they were still building Midgar, there was an accident, and the plate fell. People had only just started moving in, so there weren't a lot living there at the time, but...
So he's an oath breaker. He promised not to talk to her again, so that lasted all of a minute. That was an interesting little story. And that's why there's that gap, and why some light gets in.
And that's?
The underside of Sector 6, Wall Market. A real special place. But I'm sure you already knew that, right?
I didn't tell you? I enlisted pretty much right after I left home. Don't know much about this place, or any of the slums.
Well, it took a lot of people to build Midgar, and they all needed to blow off steam. So some traders built an entertainment district. Inns, shops, bars, the works. Folks started pouring in from all over. Business was booming, money was flowing, which attracted the attention of some guys who didn't much care for the law.
And now there isn't any.
Right. But instead of trying to solve the problem, the government decided to just wall it in. And that's how Wall Market began. Out of sight, out of mind, as the old saying goes. For the folks in charge, there's no better way to deal with it.
So it's like a giant veil.
Yeah. Want to see what's behind it?
Not really.
That's good. So I know a better way to get to Sector 7. One that, tragically, doesn't go through Wall Market. And it's just through this tunnel here. At least it was, back when I was a kid.
Back when she was a kid, huh? So that was quite a while ago. So lots to unpack there. Does anybody remember, I believe it was season 4 of The Wire and Amsterdam, where they just devoted a little section of Baltimore to a lawless sort of use drugs, have prostitution, do whatever you want. That's what that reminds me of. I'm sure there's other examples too, you know. It's sort of a Vegas, real-life Amsterdam. But it's the Wild West, that town. Too bad we're not going through it. Too bad we'll just never get to see Wall Market because we're taking a shortcut.
It's been like this, you know, ever since the plate fell.
And there's no other way?
It'll be an adventure.
So, we don't know this now, but it turns out that she is not taking a shortcut with you right now. She's not taking a shortcut with Cloud right now. She wants to spend more time with him. Things like a flying seahorse. A horse of the sea.
Feeling chilly?
So, she's not sick of you yet. And okay, so how did she beat him there? That's always been a great mystery of this game. The original and the remake, like, she was watching him like a hawk so he couldn't sneak out.
We've got this?
Yet somehow, what, she would have had to jump out of her second story window and then run full sprint. Because she didn't, he didn't spend much time in the kitchen talking to Mom. I mean, that was just a couple seconds, so... Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense that she would be waiting for him there, but whatever. They kind of cover it up by how sweet she is and the whole...
Enjoy the
I'm not
ride!
sick of you yet. And it's kind of sad because we're nearing the end of their time together, because once he starts heading towards Sector 7, or gets to Sector 7 or whatever,
Let's get
it's
serious.
over. I mean, they'll never see each other again. How would they? When would their paths ever cross? But yeah, that was weird that he you know, shed a tear there.
Gotta go for it now.
There's without. I just wonder what people think who've never played this game before and had no idea, went into this blind. They heard about Final Fantasy VII, but they don't really know the plot.
A big arm.
Why
Kinda cute, don't you think?
would he cry right there? Why would there be that section? Except he's really thinking about something that happens at the end of Disc 1 in the original game. But the way this story plays out,
great.
that event may or
Someone's
may not
filled up
ever
the
happen.
ladder.
Which is fine. I don't mind if they change
wonder
it
if
or
we
if it's
can use
optional
this.
or whatever. But, again, we don't need things like whisperers to, you know, keep the plot together. I was thinking of an analogy, and it's like, okay, so this is really an adaptation of the original first 5 hours or so of the original Final Fantasy VII.
Cloud!
So,
Here's an
since
idea. I'll
imagine
hop on
any
and you
other
give me a ride.
adaptation. Imagine Lord of the Rings
Absolutely.
as an
I'll throw
adaptation.
down the
Imagine,
ladder for you
well,
to
we
climb up
can.
after.
Imagine if Peter Jackson, every single time he diverted from J.R.R. Tolkien's classic story, that he had characters essentially turn to the camera and say, "We're changing the plot," or just think if they use the ring wraiths like as that device to, like, anytime there's ever something different from the book to the movie Lord of the Rings,
Piece of cake.
the ring wraiths
that.
like went
And here
crazy
comes the
and either
ladder.
kept the story going in the same direction or
Well,
whatever.
what did I tell ya?
And it broke the fourth wall and kind of winked to the audience and said, "Haha, we're changing the story." That's just not necessary. Peter Jackson, anybody who adapts anything, can just adapt something, and if they change it, they change it.
You did it!
Yeah.
All right, good enough. Let's keep on trucking.
Some people have theorized that Cloud might be on the spectrum or something. And I'm not saying that as a joke. I'm just saying he doesn't take social cues. And is it... I mean, it can't all just be because he's a soldier, right? I mean, we've seen other soldiers in other media, and they're not as stilted and awkward and socially awkward as Cloud is. So. I mean, it's a high five. It's not like something that is that uncommon. You've been with her for a while now. You've been with her... This is the 4th episode that they've been together of my Let's Love and Hate the Final Fantasy VII Remake. I should say the Final Fantasy VII adaptation.
Can you take over for me?
I really like this part of the game. This continues. This is all continuation of Chapter 8. Now we're in Chapter 9. That I love it. It's my favorite part of the game. 8 and 9.
Huh, that's weird. There used to be a way through here. I wonder if someone blocked it off because of all the monsters that kept showing up.
Pretty dangerous place for kids to play.
Raised in the slums, remember?
You're tough.
That's supposed to be a compliment?
To me, the core of this game is
Hey, I
the
bet you can grab
relationship
that
between
container
these
with
two.
the arm.
Or at least this part of the game, this act of this, let's call it a 3-act. Act 2 is all about their relationship, and they have great chemistry, and I really do feel their bond. I go along with the ride pretty easily, and it's fun and enjoyable, notwithstanding the fact that she speaks out loud to inanimate objects.
Not half bad. So do you moonlight as a crane operator or something? Yeah?
Come on, you monster! Now,
Oh,
These are so much fun
Why
because
is it
they
always gotta be
were.
so tough?
There is one of these hands
Lucky for
on
me,
one
you'll make this easier.
screen.
Yes, ma'am.
There's one of these hands on one screen,
Well then, I'm gonna head down.
you know, between her house and where we're going, the Wall Market area.
Okay, Cloud.
And
Ready?
you know, it was just a random robotic giant hand on the screen, and from that they developed, well, what would that be for? And I love this. This is the type of thing that makes the remake great. Literally taking a throwaway background graphic on a static 2D plane and turning it into a fun gameplay mechanic with, you know, puzzle. We'll see puzzle elements incorporated, but it's drawing you in and building the relationship.
Hold on a second.
You know, draws you into their relationship by incorporating gameplay. This is what's cool about the remake. This is the kind of thing that the remake should be all be about. So yeah, you gotta let her off there to get the materia, but you're not done yet. You gotta move her up so she can push down the ladder, and it's a lot of fun. It's a fun part of the game. Gets even more fun coming up in this tunnel. And again, I like the tunnel. Why not? Just straight line.
Okay, right
Kind
there.
of some little rocks to look around. There's a couple minor offshoots,
Hold on while I drop the ladder.
but I for whatever reason, this part does it for me. There's a treasure over there. Better go get it.
Anybody around? Guess it's just us.
It's still warm.
Should we relight it? Have our own campfire?
I need to get back. Besides,
Looky here, boys! Caught us some burglars!
Coming into our homes and stealing our shit, doing crimes.
I'd say we're owed compensatory damages!
Composite. I don't get it.
How stupid can you be? It's crazy simple! Compensatory damages is like, it's like compensation for damages!
Oh yeah! That's what you get when when somebody else.
we haven't done anything wrong.
Yeah, we were just passing through.
Oh, a likely story.
Okay, what do you want?
Nothing but our due recompense, that's all!
Do recompense.
Do recompense.
No shit for brains, due recompense! It's like, compensatory damages!
Of course,
Damages recompense. I get it.
Simple as that!
I think we've heard enough. Go on!
Allow me.
Hey! Stay back!
Time to burn.
Just go away! Here goes. Yeah.
Okay, guys, whatever you do, don't move.
I'm dead. I'm super dead.
I like it. I like those guys. I think they're funny. A lot of people don't. Whatever. They have good banter. They're funny. Come on. So this is our last crane segment. It took me a little bit of time to figure it out. This is the optional material that, of course, we're gonna get it. And the reason this is the best hand crane level is because the music is awesome. Yeah, Due Recompense and The Oppressed, and I believe the original song from the original soundtrack is the Oppressed. I'm pretty relaxed, I gotta be honest.
It's this way.
I needed that massage. You are worth it. I'm giving you permission. You are worth a massage, you listening to this. Yes, you. You are worth not just a massage, regular massages. It's good for you. And you know what? It's not spoiling yourself that much. I'm giving you permission. If you're one of those people that's like, I never had a massage, or don't know what to do, or whatever, just get one. But don't go to Massage Envy. You know what? Scratch that. I don't want to get sued. I don't have to pay compensatory damages for due recompense to Massage Envy for happening to say something along the lines of Massage Envy is the Walmart of massages. Fuck, now I'm gonna get sued by Walmart. Great.
That went pretty well.
Sure did.
Huh? Wait a minute. Did you just...
Nope.
Don't worry. We'll be on the same page next time.
What are you talking about?
I'm sorry, okay?
So that's it. We're about done with this area. We're gonna move on to the next part. This was fun. Loved it. Great music, great gameplay, fun little side plot between the two. Their relationship is awesome. I hope you'll join me next time on Let's Love Hate Final Fantasy VII Remake.